All right. I think we're live, but let's give it a few seconds to make sure. Not that it matters because we're not really waiting for people to come in, I don't think. We're not that kind of show where we have people who actually watch.
Legions of fans waiting for us, and we always start late.
Oh, I've been waiting all morning for this moment. Let me just make sure. Did you check? Because I feel bad. I feel really dumb when we do this. We're like, oh, let me make sure. Let me make sure that we're actually live. So sorry. So sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, looks like we are. Okay, we are good. Well, it is May the 4th in Star Wars world. I was telling you before we came on that my son, when he woke up this morning, the first thing he did was say, Happy May the 4th, Dad. And I said, that's too far. I gave him a hug and said, thank you. But in my head, I was thinking, we gotta turn down the nerd in my house by 1 dot because that's too far. Like I can't have him.
There's already enough
running up to me.
You don't need to be adding to it.
Running up to me like it's Christmas morning and Santa Claus is here. And he's like, oh, it's May the 4th, Dad. But it is May the 4th, and we are here to do the May the 4th special. There's going to be some news. I'm assuming I didn't actually ask you about this. News, toys, comics, collectibles.
Lots of toys. I'll say that. Especially now that they've even announced more.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's get on this toy stuff. Who needs all this other stuff?
Oh, yeah.
So you want me to go ahead and just put up the slides?
Yep, go right ahead.
We're in there like swimwear. Let's go. The Bounty Hunters May the 4th special.
Not numbered episode. It's just a special.
Comics. And let's go. It says slideshow. That just made it feel like high school right there when you put the slideshow on there. Gather around, children. Gather around.
PowerPoint presentation.
News. We started off with news.
A lot of it came out of Celebration, so it'll be pretty straightforward. I don't know if we talked about this before. I don't think it was announced before he left. Was that Tales of the Underworld is coming out today? Actually, 8 episodes. For half of it is Cad Bane focused, the other half is Saj Ventress. So now they started to do that thing where it's just half of it is based on one character, like they did with Tales of the Empire, opposed to Tales of the Jedi, where it was focused on one person, but the supporting cast is what made it varied. So I'm really curious what this is going to be like. Mostly the Cad Bane stuff, because it's kind of like an origin for him, but I'm kind of nervous about that at the same time.
Oh, I'm always nervous. If somebody were to say like, oh, what do you like about Star Wars or characters? Of course, it goes to Kenobi, and it mostly goes Clone Wars for me, the cartoon Clone Wars. It goes Kenobi. Darth Maul obviously is up there on my Mount Rushmore. And then actually it's these two. These are probably the two I also have the most Black Series. Not even, obviously I didn't know this was going to be the first slide, and he sits on my desk with me at all times. So that shows
hand on blaster ready to go.
It is hand on blaster and ready to go. I even have the little robot. It sits there next to him, his little droid. So excited would be an of interest to me is one of the bestly. That's a great word there. Bestly fleshed out characters. They've done a lot with her and they did a good job. You couldn't get more excited, which is also concerning, because that tends to be when Disney slaps you with a cold fish reality that we do not care how much you like these characters. We will do what we choose to do with them. So I am concerned. I'm excited, concerned at the same time. Plus, that's just a lot of stuff for us to watch in like the next 4 or 5 days.
Ooh, baby. April's the tax month. April's the tax month. I'll tell you what.
All right. Well, there you go. Two of the, I think, cooler characters that they. God, please be careful, Disney. I'm just asking you. I know we're not really good friends because some reason you like to harass me with my 2 or 3 people that watch
kind of thing.
Yes, the 2 or 3 people that watch it. So I don't know why you like to harass me, but be careful, please. What? Oh, Star Wars Visions.
So we got some interesting news. So we got confirmation that Volume 3 will be coming out October 29th this year, which is very nice. Of that, 3 of them will actually be returning stories the first time. So the returning stories, I'm sure you can imagine the biggest one, the Duel. It's gonna be called the Duel Payback, which was the most popular one that had the it was like very samurai, the Ronin one. Following that, the Lost Ones is also getting a continuation. That one was also in Volume 1. And then the other one, which is interesting, is The Ninth Jedi. We'll be getting a continuation called Child of Hope. Additionally, there will be a spin-off for The Ninth Jedi as well. It'll have its own series coming out 2026. Which is an interesting choice. It was one of the better ones, but I thought they would have did the Ronin as the spin-off.
Are they the same studios doing
Yep, same
it?
studios.
Oh,
those
good.
three are continuation. Additionally, there is other new stories. I'll just run the names through: Yuko's Treasure, The Smuggler, The Bounty Hunters, Son of Four Wings, Bird of Paradise, and Black.
I didn't
Black
know
is interesting because I didn't have the picture there, but it's David Production who does the JoJo animations. Very interesting stormtroopers, if you would say. Very the zombie one, looking like the zombie ones from that one book.
Okay, well, let's hope for the best. Star Wars Visions is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I kind of like the way it was, though, where it was just quick little non-canon fun stories, and to have a spin-off, I don't know, we'll see. I don't know, might have went a little far the fall there.
Well, okay. One of the biggest news out of Celebration was Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord. It is going to be a new animated series, not a limited series like how they did with like the Tales series or Visions. It's going to be more like Bad Batch, where it's a continued series. And yeah,
there's another character in Star Wars called Maul.
Yeah, it's his cousin.
Because I just said
he works at the mall.
I just said I love Darth Maul. I have 2 Maul. What do you call those? Hot toys. Yeah. One I store at your house, and one here. I have the only bust kind of statue that I have is Maul. Disney is squeezing that juice so hard for a character that they killed off within like 10 minutes of him existing. Well, longer than that, but I'm just saying. He had like 10 minutes of thing. They have squeezed this juice so hard to get that Maul out of there. That, man, I just wonder what Daddy Lucas thinks about this. If you could show him this character that you did pretty cool, people were excited about him, that you decided to kill off that fast. Did you think 20 years, 30 years, whatever it's been later, that they are still finding ways to tell his story? Hilarious.
It's crazy. One thing of note with it, they did show a trailer off at Celebration. It has yet to release, but within the trailer itself, one big thing of note is we see he has, it looks like an apprentice, or at least someone that's following him around.
Ezra's with him?
And it's a red Twi'lek.
Oh,
which
cool.
People immediately jumped back to the original treatment that George Lucas had with Darth Talon and Maul. Yeah. Obviously, it doesn't line up because Talon's like thousands of years old, or hundreds of years to I think 1,000 years old. So it doesn't work. But we'll
Canadian, see. Do you think Disney cares about timelines and the lifespan of aliens?
It's very important to them to keep everything in line and not retcon stuff like everyone does.
Can we just talk about the M in Maul? Totally is the M from Monster Energy drinks. Look, it's like not an M. It's the little like
on the show somehow,
and it even has the little rips underneath the M. That's a total. Do I have a monster? Yes, I do actually.
There's no way you're gonna pull a monster out. It's the same.
Yeah, of course. Look. It has. See how it's not an M? It's like these. Look, it's like backwards, kind of like the eye, like backwards thing. Yeah, that's it. That's the M for Monster. Hey, Monster Energy, go get you a payday because I think you could probably sue Disney and they deserve it. I'm just gonna put that out there. all the times they've copyright struck my little video that 3 people watched. How dare you? All right.
Probably the biggest news out of Celebration is we finally found out what Sean Levy's Star Wars movie is. Sean Levy was the director behind Deadpool and Wolverine. His movie is Star Wars Starfighter, which is funny because it seems like it's kind of replacing the Rogue Squadron movie that the I can't remember her name was supposed to direct. But specifically, we got part of the cast announcement as Ryan Gosling came out, and he's the star of the movie. So
Ryan Gosling.
So very curious how this is going to be. We don't know. We don't really know any details about it, except that it's going to be obviously starting production this fall. Ryan Gosling is starring, and Sean Levy's directing. We don't know where it takes place in the timeline. We don't know if they're going to get canceled the movie out of nowhere because that seems like what they'd like to do.
I don't like Ryan Gosling. I don't mind Ryan Gosling.
Wow.
I don't mean that. You know who I don't like. There's only one actor that I don't like, and the rest of the world is starting to find out that I was been right about him for the last 15, 20 years. And that is your friendly person who plays Deadpool. But I don't like when they do stuff like this because it tends to be like Marvel was kind of good about this for a while, then they got bad about it. It's when you feel like you need to get a Ryan Gosling and then you make it more about Ryan Gosling and not the character that he's playing. I like it better when it's a person that you don't know a lot about.
Mm-hmm.
And then he happens to be a great actor. That's why I always thought they did a good job. Although I want my fellow Americans to get all the jobs. When they would go get like a British person or even like a Spanish person or whoever, and they were known in their world and their little influence, but we didn't know them as Americans because we or Canadian, same thing. We don't tend to like venture out of our little shell.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that better. But it's Ryan Gosling. I'm sure he'll do a good acting job. But it's kind of like once we figured out who's playing the Mandalorian, like once he became a household name, I feel like it was more about him as an actor than his character. And I even think that hurt a little bit of Mandalorian because then it became more about him and speeches and his acting ability instead of just this is the way.
Character is that, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hoping for the best, but like you said, should we even get excited or even talk about these anymore? Because
you just until a trailer comes out, I don't pretend it exists.
Because they just cancel them or they just change everything in the last second. Or
like all the movies that have been or have been announced previously, we don't know anything about any of them or if anything exists. Even video games too. Same thing with a lot of the games. Half of them got like canceled. So it's
even
like
you
wait till you see a physical trailer for movies, or you wait till you see gameplay of the game. And even then with the games, there might be gameplay, they still cancel it.
Or if you have like some YouTubers and stuff, and I'm not crapping on anyone by the way, but if you have a YouTuber or something who has insider information that the whole thing's a train wreck, and because they know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy, then maybe it's getting closer to doing that, to coming out. But other than that, I don't know. Sounds awesome, but we'll see.
Yeah. And lastly, the last announcement celebration was that the next one, 2 years from now, will be held in Los Angeles for the 50th anniversary of Star Wars, which marks it kind of well because the TCL Theater having the premiere of New Hope works out in that way. I will not be attending.
Why is that?
I do not want to travel to LA.
Really? You don't want to
just for this?
You don't.
I've already been to LA, and one time was enough. Sorry, Dan.
Until the Star Wars celebration is about 5 miles from my house, I probably will not be attending because I don't like traveling or.
I mean,
I've never even been to a con before in my life, so I don't go to these kind of things usually. So
it's likely it would come into. Well, it won't be the next one after this because it's international after that. It likely could end up being in Texas at some point. Which you mean it could still be like 8-hour drive for you, anyways, depending where.
That don't mean anything. Oh, here we go. Business is picking up. That's what I like to see.
Now for toys, we got Hasbro first. We got 3 sections.
Really? You're gonna go Hasbro first? You're not gonna try to
Hot Toys is the last. The tip.
To money shame me with Hot Toys at the beginning, huh?
Well, I gotta deplete your wallet before we get there. And then we get
my wallet hasn't been opened up for toys in a long time. All right, let's see what we got. Oh,
so some Black Series starting off. We have the Jedi Survivor Marin as because now I started doing more Survivor sets, which is great.
I like that actually. I tend my toy collecting tends to be Star Wars, obviously, but then it's
The vintage series.
nostalgia, that kind of stuff is what I look for. Like I do get certain G.I. Joe or He-Man or whatever, but it's usually something that I remember from the childhood. But I do like the video game, and so if this was on sale, like I don't know if I'm paying the $40 for it, but
there is a Survivor one coming that's gonna be really good. Right here.
Look at that mustache.
So this is the it's gonna be a big pack. So it has our boy Turgle, the frog guy there, which is hilarious that they're doing that. It includes
so
Stev,
random,
the little dude. And it includes Cal Kestis, but it also has a separate head mold for the most famous one that everyone would do in the game, which was the handlebar mustache and the mullet.
I did not do that.
Phenomenal.
You know what's also about the mullet and handlebar mustache is that from talking to other Canadian friends that I have, that is at home in certain parts of Canada, just like it is home in certain parts of America.
The prairies,
and he
is a style.
He could be in a very particular place in America, and apparently he could fit it in very particular places in Canada.
Yep. Alberta, Saskatchewan. That's a classic.
Okay, so here's my thought about this. That's a deep cut, obviously, which is good. You want that if you're like a super collector and you collect everything, you kind of want the deep cuts like that. You want the Frog Boy. However, knowing Hasbro the way I know Hasbro, that's going to be $7,500 box right there. That's going to be pretty expensive.
You know when it's double wide like that, it's an expensive set.
And the way I know them, they're either going to claim that this is 3 or 4 figures in one, because they're going to claim the little ones are also figures. So be aware of that. But that's pretty cool. I just don't know.
Well, it's funny that on the set it mentions Cal, Turgle, and Scuba, but it doesn't mention BT.
I just don't know in the collecting world for how much that's going to be, how popular that is, just because of you have to be a pretty super fan of the video game, and not a lot of collectors are older folks who might not even play video games, and so you just have to. But I will say this: what I do like about it, though, as I'm looking or talking, they have the guns, multiple guns you can choose from, because you could have guns, and then it looks like it has so many different.
Oh, look, the lightsaber options you have.
Lightsaber options, because you obviously, if you didn't play the game, it's very customizable. You can make your own lightsaber the way you want to look, your own gun. It was really cool, and they kind of did that. But as you know, well, you don't know because you keep them in a box because you're weird. But if you do actually display these things, you can't have every option there. So you just got to pick the one you like, and the rest of these you just got to put in a Ziploc bag and store them somewhere for the rest of your life, because you're never gonna display.
Well, that's why the box is perfect, because everything's still there on display. You say you can't display it all, but I'm looking at a picture right now with everything on display.
They can't breathe in there. You gotta let them breathe, brother. They can't breathe. They're dying. Oh,
another video game one, which is really cool, is another Shadows of the Empire set. This one is Dash Rendar from the N64 game. That's a deep cut.
Never played this game.
No. Great hokey controlled games with the N64 controller with the 3 handles. But this was a great game. I don't think they've done a remaster of this yet, or a port on modern hardware yet, like they've done all the other games.
I don't know. It looks purple, and that's amazing.
That's what it is. It all purple. The whole Shadows of the Empire stuff is purple.
Let's say like 15 years from now, I'm losing my memory. If I did have this and it was displayed, it would eventually get moved over to the G.I. Joe, because that looks like a G.I. Joe more than a Star Wars character. Like even the armor and stuff, that's a total G.I. Joe design, like armor thing.
The shoulder pads.
Yeah. Well, I know this is an old character.
He stole a mattress.
I'm not I'm not insinuating that they stole the design. I'm not, obviously, because this is an old character, but it just reminds me of what G.I. Joe does with some of their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is no.
And this
Sorry,
is the Death Trooper helmet they decided to put out to ruin me. This is specifically to piss me off. Because I don't have space for a helmet.
Helmets take up a lot of space, dude. You can get, it's for like motorcycles and stuff. You can get things that you can put into your wall, and then you can display them on our wall, and that helps with just trying to help you out, man. I'm just trying to help you collect more things.
I'll have to get a discount on the helmet to counteract for the cost of the display stand.
No, the display stands are actually pretty cheap. Like I got 3 metal ones for like, I don't know, it was like $10-20.
You don't tell me that.
But
you don't tell me that.
I'm telling you that. I have them sitting right there. I got 3 of them right there on my wall right there.
Oh man.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't know what needs to be said. This is clearly one of the
best designs they've ever come up with.
It's freaking ridiculous. And I already said that I wasn't buying any more helmets no matter who it is. But then they came out with this and I forgot about how cool that is, and I don't know. Mm-hmm. That might be something that I look at.
If they do the Shore Trooper helmet next, I'm screwed. So these are some recent ones as well. The Sand Trooper was announced for New Hope. Just a fun, Black Series re-release 1,000 times.
Yeah, it's great.
This is a cool one for Revenge of the Sith. We have clone Lieutenant Gale, who was on Felucia with Aayla Secura.
There's better collectors than me that say things like, they have to use their mold, got to get the most out of your molds. Star Wars is, I don't even know if they do enough, honestly, for how much they can redo these characters and just paint them slightly different and say, this is Captain your mama. Like they could just come up with anything and keep releasing these things. And to me, they actually are somewhat nice to the fan base because there are people who will collect these no matter what. They just love.
Oh, they'll get every single one. Which I think honestly, that's how they probably fund the rest of these figures. It's just in the clothes.
And they could just keep pumping these out, because that's, I'm not gonna say it's a deep cut, but that's kind of a deep cut for like individual. We're down to. So,
people know like Commander Bly, who is like the leader of the Star Corps. But then, not really a lot of people go, oh, yeah, Lieutenant Gale. They know that guy.
Yes. It's a cool figure, but I don't. I don't go down this path because once you go down this path, where do you jump off the clone trooper path?
Good morning, Tacoma.
Oh, I didn't have the comments on. Good morning, Tacoma Comics. I accidentally went live on YouTube the other day, and then I thought about, you're always saying, oh, I want to go in there and talk to you guys sometimes. So I was like, you know what? We'll go live on YouTube again just for Tacoma Comics. I don't have a Magma Guard in my collection in any way. Not in the 3 3.25. Not in. I don't have one.
Well, these are the anniversary sets for Revenge of the Sith, where they're making it the Black Series, where it's replicating the original Revenge of the Sith sets. And these are the 2 new ones they showed off: Aayla Secura and Magna Guard.
Yeah, she's a. Well, I'm sorry you had to do that.
My condolences.
I do appreciate it. I'm about to say, yeah, I'm sorry you had to do that, but I do appreciate it. Now, Blue Jedi over here, I must have 17 of her because anytime I would buy like a little, I don't know, I got a box of Star Wars toys for $20 on eBay or something, I would buy it, and there was always like 1 or 2 of her. But I actually don't have any Magna Guard, so he's catching my attention over there. We might have to.
Question is, would you break him out of these packaging? Would you let him breathe in these?
Yes, he needs to breathe. I don't collect packaging. I know you're weirded out by that, but I don't collect packaging. I don't plan on going, oh, in 50 years from now I can make an extra $20. I don't think I'm ever getting my money back, so I don't need packaging.
That's fair. What about these ones? We got the vintage series now, and these are the smaller sets. This is the rocket launcher trooper from Jedi Survivor as well. Sometimes the detailing in these ones are actually much better than the regular Black series. No,
not sometimes. Always the vintage series is better than Black series. I collect Black series, and I had to pick one, and I went with Black series. And I will tell you, And as I'm being a hypocrite because I've had this for a very long time and it's still in the packaging.
I knew it. It's those cards, man. They look so much better.
Those cards are so awesome. It's hard for me to rip it open. But no, the details on the vintage are ridiculous. And the vintage people, they have to, at the company softball tournaments, they have to mock the Black Series people and say, you have bigger scale, more money to work with, and yet we just beat you to the ground on the vintage series because they're amazing for how small they are.
Like, look at the detail on the Stormtrooper there. Like, it's crazy. For something that's even smaller, like it's literally 2 inches, 2 3/4 smaller.
3 1/4.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And we got another one here. This is Crosshair. The helmeted one looks good. I didn't pull up another picture. The face looks a little funny, but that's fine because you put the helmet on.
I would have the helmet on anyway, so that doesn't matter to me. It looks a little blocky. Like it looks like vintage was being respectful of the art style of the Clone Wars because that doesn't look like a vintage to me. That looks like something else. Mm-hmm. So I'll have to see it in live at the Walmarts or whatever.
But
my God.
So this is a Bantha. I mean, that hair.
What the shit?
It better come with a tiny comb to clean them up. But
I have to buy this. I don't even know what it is, but like over there on that table, I have. Okay, it's fine. I have to buy it though. That's.
I will tell you right now, I did not look at any prices, so
that is so weirdly amazing that I have to have that, and I don't even. Okay. That's fine.
Amazing, eh?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Like, don't
beautiful.
worry about it.
I think that might be it for Hasbro.
That's so strangely awesome, though. I love that thing.
Oh,
Lego.
Yeah. Here's where we cry because there's a lot. There's a lot.
No, I'm okay with anything you show from Lego because I don't have the space, nor do I have the pocketbook for Lego. The Lego people are absolutely
wait till you see the small
insane.
sets. There's one that you might actually want. So first off, this is the one that kills everyone's wallets. Is the UCS Slave 1, otherwise known as Jango Fett's Starship, because Lego refuses to use the word Slave 1 now. So
I thought that was official. I thought you weren't supposed to use Slave 1 anymore.
No, people do use it. It's just Lego refuses themselves.
Oh, okay.
It's very weird. Now it comes with it's a complete new. It's not like the Boba Fett Slave one. It's not like the same thing, just recolored. There is differences, and it actually looks better. It is quite expensive. I don't know how much in US, but maybe 300 Canadian. I think it is. And yeah, new Jango Fett and new Boba Fett. You'll see in the next slide what they look like in detail. The Boba Fett looks a little weird. His hair looks kind of funny, but Jango looks great. Though. And there's some size comparison where you see the guy touching it. They give you a better idea. The helmet series.
Oh, that Kylo Ren does not look good.
So the helmet series is continuing, which a lot of people were surprised. They thought it was over. We have Jango Fett's on the left, which looks good. I mean, the Mandalorian ones are pretty, standard at this point. The Kylo Ren one looks a little funny, but I don't know if those are printed pieces or those are stickers. I think they're printed pieces, which would be better.
They better be for how much that's probably going to cost.
Yeah. In addition to the Kylo Ren, because it is actually the 10th anniversary of Force Awakens this year. They did for the MIDI scale, they did his shuttle, which looks interesting.
The shuttle's awesome. I think it's an awesome design, so that's fine. It looks like a bat or something.
It's just funny that like for the MIDI scale, it looks interesting because the wings are humongous, and you can have them. You can pose the wings how you want in landing position or flight. Yeah, pretty straightforward. A cool set is the U-wing. It's an Andor specific one because it comes with Dedra, Cassian, K2, and then a ISB officer. It's a little smaller size than the previous one they did for the Rogue One sets, but still looks pretty great. And the whole wing thing opens up too, like it does the thing in the. That it does. The The Brickheads are their like pop style figures. They're actually kind of cute and fun. So you have a Luke Skywalker they did for they just did it. I don't know. There's no reasoning. But on the left, for the anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, they have a Revenge of the Sith collection, and it has evil Dark Side Anakin, Palpatine, Grievous, Mace Windu, and pregnant Padme, which is interesting choice.
Where do you see pregnant Padme? I don't see that.
It's the next to Mace Windu. It's the one where that's what she wears when she's pregnant.
That's Padme?
Yeah.
I thought that was like Gwen. I thought that was cool. I didn't think that was Padme. Okay. I like how they did the Sith eyes. That's interesting.
Grievous is cool. Adorable. I like if Grievous was by itself, I would get that maybe.
I don't collect pops because they're this, but if I was going to get something kind of like for a desk that was kind of like a pop, I'd probably get this over a pop because I just don't collect pops. But I'm not crapping on the ones that do. I understand why they're fun, but when there's 750,000 different Star Wars ones, there's some things that you just don't want to get any. Like, just don't even start getting into it. Kind of like Lego, just don't even do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool though.
Well, we're gonna get into it. I'm leaving the ones that you'd like last. Of
course you do. It's not a friendly thing. Okay, I hate that. I'm sorry I keep jumping on you, but that's not a friendly thing you're doing. Like, what you're doing isn't like because you're a good friend of mine. You're doing it because we are friends, and you think it's hilarious to screw with me. I just want to put that out there.
That's true friendship right there, right? So of true friendship, we have the Cassian's good friend K2SO as a buildable figure. It's quite tall. Like it's really cool, detailed. And it also comes with so all these sets have a plaque and it has some details in the plaque, and it comes with the little K2SO minifigure, which is nice. The next one is gonna kill you. I'm sorry.
It won't. Not if it's Lego. Oh well.
So at the Chopper, at the Ahsoka specific one, Chopper for the for Lego, he has the arms that move, come out and move, and he has the Chopper. Just looks good.
Can you get him to curse at you if you like hit a certain button? Will he curse you?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Build a speaker inside of him, have him just curse at you.
That's actually cool. Oh my god.
So this is an interesting one because I think it's cool.
Go right there. Look,
I don't like the price though. I don't like the price.
Oh, never mind. I don't think it's that cool.
I'll pull it up here to be sure. Lego.
The fact they haven't done this before is kind of weird because that's
so there's a kind of not controversy, but there's a thing about it that's interesting. Okay, it is $59.99 US.
Oh, well, for Lego, that's probably not that bad because I think that sign it lights up was like 20 or 30.
Yeah, so it's a cool logo. If you click the next slide, it has like a little secret. Inside the top, you have the Tantive being chased by the Star Destroyer.
Oh, I thought that was like a place to hide your drugs so your parents can't find it.
That too. It's the joint spot. Here's the thing, though. People were hoping that this would be the first set where we actually got like a little George Lucas minifigure, which would have been a fun addition because we never had him as a minifigure yet. That's
the controversy is that there's not a George Lucas.
Not controversy, so it's like it doesn't come with anything else. Like it doesn't have a minifigure to go with. Like there's no thing to go with it. It's just the logo for $60.
Do you think Disney is at the point where they're still wanting to have George Lucas attached to things?
I said it should have came with a George Lucas, a Dave Filoni, and a Kathleen Kennedy just to piss people off. Just the three. That would have been really good.
24 hours after it came out, the world would be flooded with mini Kathleen Kennedy figures for sale on eBay. It would be, and somebody who's smart would try to buy them all because eventually those would be collectible because no one kept them, and they're like, "I got them all. I got every one of them."
Oh god! Now those sets all come out.
These are so stupid. These only are good to get the minifig. They're selling you these weird mech things just so you can get a minifig.
So all those previous sets have already released May 1st. May 4th is like still continuation of it. These sets are the ones that release in June. I can't remember the date, but they're June release. So they just showed these off. Darth Maul mech. So you can get your Darth Maul figure and the probe droid. That's all you care about. You don't care about the mech. Stupid as hell.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an idiot. I think I got the Boba Fett one just to get the Boba Fett mech.
Well, the next one I think you would get is the
Oh, Plo Koon.
Plo Koon's mini. The microfighter actually looks genuinely really good. He
That
looks
is
great,
awesome.
and the microfighter is actually just a cool little build. It looks accurate, which is surprising. What's not accurate is the one next to it. The Death Trooper Battle Pack. That vehicle that's bad. That looks real bad.
It's cute though. It's like if you had a little electric vehicle and you were going to go putting around the
little
city.
Little Fiat driving around the battlefield. It's a shame that it looks like that. The figures are cool. Like the Death Troopers that have like the gold lining on them and whatnot. But yeah, that vehicle looks.
Come on, this is Plo Koon.
Don't click the button yet. Next, the next set. I'm gonna say it before you open it. The next set was one that was one of the ones that I want.
Okay.
This one's for August. Okay, it's one of the ones I wanted. It's a buildable. So you know how they did the Droideka?
Yeah.
They were doing a B1 battle droid, and that's everyone knew it was just a B1 battle droid, and they go and release the picture. And they tricked us. And now I'm upset because I want it even more.
So can I click it now?
Yes. It comes with a staff as well.
Do you know that I have like 4 of these in the 3 3/4? Yeah, in the vintage line or old school line. Not vintage. It would be.
I had when I was a kid as well.
Yeah, I have like 4 of these.
So the battle droid comes off, obviously, and you can have them posed separately with the blaster. You can have them on the staff. God damn it! What a good set! What a good set to go alongside the Droideka.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And the next slide shows some more pictures off of it to give you an idea of size. Like it's huge.
Okay, so wait. So they're showing the big one and then a minifigure, but that's legitimately what you're getting. You're getting both of those?
Yep. For the same price.
Oh, I thought it was this size. They were just showing it blown up just so you can see what it looks like. But you're legit.
No. It's a build. So it comes with the minifigure version for fun, but it has the full buildable.
Oh, that's actually really cool then.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that I see an iPad, which means the instructions are only digital, apparently.
No, they're all paper as the kid. They've been putting a lot of that stupidness. But yeah, the amazing. I'm upset because now I really, really want it.
Why are you upset then? They're giving you what you want, baby. Just get your wallet out.
No, because all the ones I want release in the same month. So that's not good. I was hoping I could knock one off the list. Like, oh, you know what? I'll hold off. I don't think I need it.
Pick up a couple extra hours at the old job site.
Now we're on to the expensive stuff.
Here's a good thing about when you're poor, right? Because then you don't even care anymore because there's no way I'm buying any of this stuff. So it's fine. I'm not going to get worked up. I'm not going to get mad because I can't afford any of it anyway. So like, let's just see what we have there. Yeah, that's fine. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So we have the range trooper from the 10 seconds he was in Andor. A very nice figure. Definitely a fan favorite.
Wow, that's good looking.
You have Andor himself. He has his regular gear on, the blaster, the E-Web blaster, and then he has the vest that goes over top of it. All the face sculpts are pretty good so far. They're the ones they've done off recently.
I will say this: I don't know much about Black Series. Good Lord, about how they do this. Hot Toy does these things. I know there's been in the past some of the like faux leather kind of can flake and fall apart. I've seen over the years. But man, the face scans or whatever they're using now, they're doing a really good job. And it kind of makes me wonder if you've been collecting Hot Toys the whole time. Like, I don't know how long they've been out. Let's say they've been out 15 years. You've been collecting the whole time.
They're the old ones.
Yeah. They're cool, right? But it kind of doesn't really look like, let's say, Kenobi. It looks like a little bit. But compared to the
newest ones.
Digitally, yes. That have like those ones that had like real hair and it was almost
every little wrinkle that's on his face.
Yes, like, do you just replace them over time? Do you just like?
That's probably why you swap the heads out.
That's probably why I have the only 2 Hot Toys I have, well, except for the one I keep at your house. But the Kenobi, that's probably why I was able to get that for $60. That's probably exactly what happened. Somebody looked at it and said, "Well, that's 100 times better. I got to get rid of this old one now." But yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if I'm a Cassian fan enough to spend $400 on something like that, but that looks cool. Somebody is apparently.
Yeah, these are all
I mean,
like
the detail.
230 or 280 US, I think.
Yeah, I mean the detail is ridiculous. Like that's just amazing.
But you can't have them alone. You gotta have K2SO with them. The
Yes, you
eyes that
can.
light up. That brings your $500 there together. This one's fun too because also it's proper size. There's a picture. I don't think I included it here of Castian and K2 next to each other. No,
Oops,
Hey,
sorry.
you're skipping.
I was seeing if you included the picture.
No, you find out by luck. K2 and Castian next to each other, and it's like proper size. Like he's significantly taller.
The only thing I would say about this is that it's a droid, and especially this design of a droid, it's Empire droid, right? So it's very long lines, straight lines. There's not a lot to it, so I don't even know if this would be something. As much as actually love this character, I don't know if I'm going to spend the amount of money for this because I don't know.
Especially the same amount of money that Castian is.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a difference between having like a hand stitched jacket and all the detail, and then it's a droid that probably is going to look really cool. But is it $250 cooler than what a Black Series would look like? I mean, I know it won't be in the same scale, and if you're only collect Hot Toys, then you would get it. But I just don't know if it does that much. I mean, the eyes light up is cool, obviously, but
this is interesting. They showed off. There's two pictures. You already peek them, which is basically they showed a whole panel off of stuff. So the Scum and Villainy line, they have basically all of Jabba's crew. Now you talked about who would buy that figure. I'm telling you right now, I see one figure in there people would buy. The rest, I don't know who spend the money.
Are these regular Hot Toys? So they're like $300? Oh God.
That's why I'm like, the only one was like Bib Fortuna I'd see someone get. But you don't have Jabba to go with him. And I don't know if they would do. Jabba would be ridiculously expensive. I'd be like $600.
No, because here's where I would look at it. What Sideshow should probably do is put out a thing that, like a teaser, that obviously we wouldn't give the gangster all of his gang members without the boss being there. Because I think if they did that, they would sell this easier. Because if I was going to drop, I mean, we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, there's 7 there. That's $1,200, $1,500 more, $2,000. If I'm going to drop that on Hot Toys, I'd be more likely to do it if I was going to get
Jabba.
If I was going to get Jabba to go with it. I mean,
don't forget you have to buy
Jabba,
Salacious Crumb separately, probably too. Yeah.
Nah, they'll throw him in there. I think didn't Sideshow hasn't had it? They haven't ever had a Jabba.
Had statues of Jabba, but not like a.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about the statues. Okay.
Yeah. Additionally, they confirmed it and they showed off we're getting Delta Squad as Hot Toys. They did show more detail off of Boss, the orange one, but not the other ones yet. Which is fun. Fixer's my favorite, the green one. It's definitely the clone fans will love this. This is gonna fund. These 4 guys are the sale. These 4 are funding the rest of the stuff we just saw, probably.
Rich clone fans, because that's still super expensive. It's crazy that you
think about if you were to do if you do the installments, 1 month installment would basically be the cost of one of those guys. If you're doing 4 installments. Additionally, for Bad Batch, you have the Elite Squad Trooper. Just cool looking, but another classic, just clone trooper painted different color.
Wow. Good job. Good job to do nothing but find another way to apply paint and get more money off of people. Like, you did nothing. No extra sculpting was necessary. I'm just taking one, repainting it, going like this with the paintbrush, flick, 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 and get a little extra paint there and say, got him. Give me your wallet. Like, wow, good job.
Your Poe Dameron, which the X-Wing suits always look really cool in the Hot Toys. Helmet's nice as well, included with it. Again, it's one of those ones where you wonder how much would be sold. But he was one of the more the better characters of the series of films.
But of what series, though, my friend?
Of the ones where there's going to be a couple of fans who can spend money on Hot Toys.
This is some. Okay, here's the thing. I think you could sell this just as easily if he was just X-Wing fighter and you took the price down $50 bucks, $100. Like, I don't think you need it to be Poe, because I don't think people care that much that it's Poe. Do you think that? Because they killed that character. He went from being like hinting around that he might be the greatest pilot Star Wars has ever known to just being a whiny, crappy character at the end. Like, he just they killed him. Like, they killed that character.
It's
in my opinion.
Let's see what they do.
Here's my God.
As soon as I saw that picture, I knew that had to be the first picture I put in there. Jar Jar Binks is getting his hot toy finally. A super detailed one. Look at that ton. Look at that.
It looks awesome. I'll tell you right now. If nobody's watching this, first off, and if they buy these, they're not watching my channel. But if you happen to be watching this and you're buying a Jar Jar Binks, please tell me that the only pose you're going to put him in is the one where he's doing this with the tongue out, because it's just perfect in all the right ways. Like, you're mocking somebody who might call you out for actually buying a Jar Jar Binks, and I mean, it's just perfect. You don't need him throwing the blue ball. You need him doing the thing. That's what you need right here. This, it looks great.
Oh no, the detailing is crazy. Obviously,
yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, if only those eyes move too, that'd be creepy.
Daddy Lucas is probably going to ask them to send him one. I'm sure this is
he probably has a clause where anytime they go back, anytime they had a Jar Jar figure made, he gets a free one sent to him. So here's one that's crazy. Now we're on to the ones they'll tease you. So we have Palpatine, episode 3, and the crazy part is he includes 2 parts of them. It's not 2 separate figures. It's you have the sculpts of him as just regular Palpatine, and then after he becomes the Emperor, as well as the cloak, lightning. Yeah, it's just a lot of detail. That one detail is crazy, especially if you're looking at the top right head of Palpatine. There, he's grinning with the shadows.
I mean, I guess okay. So, I would think if I was a super collector, and this is for me, right? Like, I buy all these. I would think you'd have to buy both. Like, you'd have to buy 2, I mean, right? You'd have to buy 2 of these and then display them both ways.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I guess you could do it like every 6 months. You just put on his jacket.
When you go to clean him, you switch him out.
Yeah, every time you dust your shelf, you just switch them out at that point. I mean, I guess you could do that. Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow.
And about a big one is Darth Nihilus has a hot toy. Looks very cool. There is one thing that's a little weird about it. I don't know if I have in the next slide a close up of his face. You can see like the detailing of his nose and like his eyes and his mouth, which looks a little weird because obviously you always see him as like pure like abyss, like dark abyss. So seeing like weird. The detailing of his features is kind of weird.
I don't think I've ever. Oh, you don't have it? No, I don't think I've ever seen a picture close up of him where you could see his features. Have you? I don't
recall. It's supposed to be like he's devouring like worlds. He's a force of worlds.
Huh.
So like you kind of see him as like a figure like that.
But that's awesome. Like if I had, I mean, this is why you did it because you're a jerk. If I had hot toy money, this is the one I'd get, obviously, and this would be how I would display him on the right here. Like that looks awesome to me.
Mm-hmm.
That looks crazy.
And now for the fun ones. This is the Hano Studios. These are the ones that are actually cheaper. These are the ones that are I think 140 US.
Yeah. Give me 2. Give me 2 of them.
Well, don't forget the Stormtrooper captain and the Stormtrooper itself. This is the Vader. So this is all based on Rebels. This studio Hano mostly did like comic stuff. So like the X-Men animated series as well, and things that are more like not as realistic. So they delved into Star Wars, and of course the first thing they did was Rebels because that makes the most sense. It's the most like artistically unique. Mm-hmm. So as you can tell by Vader, it looks a little more different, and it works in this way.
It does. However, If they were $50 a piece, and that's a lot for me, but if they were $50 a piece, I'd probably buy every Rebels they had. I'm not spending $150 a piece. And I just don't know.
Yeah.
That's just so much to me. I just can't justify it as much as I love Rebels. And I'm like, and that's bad because I'm one of like 100 people who love the show Rebels. There's not a lot of us out there to defend Rebels. So,
but you get a little more detail there on the left one with him posed the lightsaber, and then again the display backing that's there you can actually take out
cool.
and put a comic book in, which is a really cool detail. Again, you can leave it as the
shelf space, brother. Like, how many shelves do people think people have? You got to have just rooms of shelves.
New shelves, new shelving.
and IKEA got rid of their Detolf, so like it's even hard finding. Like I'm trying to find yeah, they got rid of it a long time ago. I'm having a hard time finding like a glass case that I can close because I hate dusting so much. I'm trying to find, and they're hard to find. Like they really are. Even and our friends from China, they're hard to find decent ones now. People still read these. People still
they don't.
read
They just look at the covers.
Very
so, speaking of covers,
so that's our toys and that little section. I guess we spent a lot of time, but I'll go fast. How about that? Look, I forgot we went way back here, didn't we?
There's a lot. There was a lot of toys. And again, I added a bunch after the fact.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think I'm going probably pretty fast. You can see these. You can always go back and look if you want to find more detail of us talking about them.
Seeing this makes you like see all the work.
Yeah. Okay, and now we're to the funny pictures and stapled books that
expensive
are
paper from expensive
worth $5.
So
and then you go straight into the Young Jedi adventure.
Yep. So today it was Free Comic Book Day. And
today was?
It was I think yesterday or Friday.
Oh, okay. I haven't been to Free Comic Book Day.
These are slides are going to be for a different day. Free Comic Book Day, included in that was 2 Star Wars ones. The one on the left had a bunch, like one story from each of the new series. That's currently out. On the right is the Dark Horse Young Jedi Adventures. The more sought after of the two, I think.
If they were smart, they'd make these $1. They won't. But if they made these $1, they would be smart. But they're not going to because they don't care about.
They're free.
No, I mean like the whole series, the Young Jedi.
Oh,
series.
the Young Jedi Adventures.
Yes,
it should be free with purchase. Free of any purchase. We have the volume for Ahsoka that covers the 8 issues that covered the series.
She has a bendy lightsaber. I didn't know they did that. It's like a whip or something.
Yeah. Or the whips are back. Just simple as that. It covered the Ahsoka TV series. Each issue was an episode, and this is a volume covering the entirety of it. We also have Hyperspace Stories. So Dark Horse was doing a Bad Batch miniseries, and this is issue 3. On the left is the A cover, on the right the B cover. I like the A cover. I think that's pretty good.
I like both, actually. I think they both look pretty decent, but I didn't know this was happening. I'm glad I don't have a comic book store near me then. Because I think Bad Batch could be cool in a comic book form if they did it right. I think it actually could be. You could tell some pretty cool stories because they're so.
Are you saying that because there's only 4 of them there?
No, that 100% is the first thing I saw. I noticed that. Trust me. But the thing is, because they're so weird and strange, they're like definitely made for comic books. Like you could do a lot of weird stuff with them, just because when we first met them, they were almost a comic book level of strange, and then now they've kind of been depowered because we have to have their 5th member, and she has to save the day every time. But before that, they were kind of cool, Like we make fun of it all the time that he could put his hand to the ground and know where a squirrel was on the other side of a planet, and then now after they've added their 5th member, he can't even figure out where she is when she walks away for 2 seconds. So, but I think that those could be good comic books. Yeah. Oh no.
We had the Darth Maul black and white
I already knew about
red
that.
series already. And they released it in a volume format. This one actually is the Treasury edition, so it's like the larger version that has like the more detail, and I think it has margin art where they had like what they did. And like they have the series, the 4 issues, and they have, I believe, a section where it's like the black and whites where they had like, oh, the artist was told like write this in here, draw this there. So if you really enjoyed the series, it was a cool way of doing it. Then the biggest one is we have the relaunch of the main Star Wars title, because now it's progressed past Episode 6 and it's past the Battle of Jakku. So now we're at the point where it's following that and up to where they are, like, obviously where things end up being. So on the A cover there, it's Phil Noto. We have Han, Leia, and Luke, obviously. No idea what the story is going to lead us. It's also, so I said to you, it was 10th anniversary of Force Awakens, which is what is on the right side there, is the variant for that. 10 variants. And then it also mentions that it is also the 10th anniversary of Marvel Star Wars again, because 2015 is when they started releasing comics again, following the Disney acquisition. So it's multiple anniversaries in 1 year. For the action figure variant, they've gone through so many action figures at this point, they kind of run out of their designs, so they decided to do Power of the Force and then do figures that way, which is pretty funny.
Let me tell you something. That's not Power of the Force. First of all, his face looks too good, and then second of all, he's not buff enough. Power of the Force.
Oh, yeah, he's got to be
yeah, he's not. That's not Power of the Force.
I mean, he does look pretty buff there if you look at that picture.
Well, it's not enough still. And I don't know who this is on the right, but he could be a cool Jedi, I guess, at some point. But
yeah,
I don't know
Luke
who that's
with the
supposed to
2
be.
U's. That is yet another variant cover. Additionally, they have a title variant, which is just the Star Wars logo with the space background on the front, and on the back is the same thing, but like filled in. I will tell you, this is regular priced, which is. Yeah.
I kind of like the filled in Star Wars, but I don't want this crap on the top. Like if they had the Star Wars Marvel 10 year, if they got rid of that and just had the blue, it actually kind of looks cool. And I would, if I was somebody who went to cons, which we both know I don't, that's where you could get somebody to do a little bit of signing, or maybe they'll do the little mini drawings.
Oh, the remarks,
yeah, that could be cool. But I don't like the Star Wars 10 thing. But I do like the filled in blue Star Wars. That looks pretty cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the one on the right either. But I
mean, you can fill the one on the right yourself if you want.
Yeah, you could if you got the right color blue.
These are 2 other variants. The one on the left is I think it's the EM Geist variant. There's also a one. That's also a 1 in 100 variant as a Virgin, I believe, variant. And on the right is also another. I think that one is the 1 in 10. That's the 1 in 10 variant.
Who's supposed to be the person in the background right there?
The one in the background?
Mm-hmm.
That is Solo Han.
No, I mean in between the 2 of them.
Oh, in between the 2 of them. That is Leia with a Y.
Because first off, he's very pretty. Luke Skywalker. He's very pretty right there. But can I just point out, like, maybe I'm just a dirty old man. I don't know. But can we point out that it seems like with the bend of the knee, the spread of the legs, that we're focusing on this bottom left a little too much? Like your eyes go straight to where her breasts would be, because his knee bends right at there. His knee bends right at there. It's like they're both bending down at the exact same angle of her boobs, and it just seems a weird thing. And that carries the
tradition from Return of the Jedi, so don't worry.
But yeah, he's very pretty. I think I'm not sure, but he's very pretty. But the one on the left, though, that looks amazing. Like that.
Yeah,
he's ready to take on. He's ready to go straight dark side right there. That looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is going to continue with the weird looks I see. Okay.
The one on the left is the 1 in 25 variant.
I know this isn't Luke, but I want to make a joke about the girl walking through the swamp, because hello, Luke again.
It's 2 Lukes. And the one on the right is the 1 in 50. It is so, and I know in the series, that's Valance there again, the cyborg who we got in the comics. He's part of the main series, so I think I believe he's working with the Rebellion now. I'm not sure. I have to reread some stuff, but yeah.
Wow, you had to do it, did you? You had to.
Had to.
That's the most unshocking final photo you have ever done in the 100 and something episodes we have done of these shows.
I had to. It was my favorite. It was my favorite moment.
It's so weird because my children have done this, but not since they were like 3. Like I haven't actually seen the fact that he did that is so weird. Who is this? Going back to this real quick. Who is this one under the lightsaber? Who is that? Is that supposed to be the cyborg guy?
I don't know who that is. I think we're going to point out Brad Pitt below Valance.
Yeah, good guy. Square jaw looks good. All right, so I believe that is it. I think we are done with the Disney, or sorry, excuse me, shouldn't say that. Star Wars May the 4th episode. If you want to, if you're just not joining us or you get to the end, you can go back and look. We went over news, all the TV shows and stuff that are coming out. A whole bunch of toys because, man, they sure would like you to buy something if you don't mind. And then these comic books. I'm actually some of those comic books look kind of cool. I will say this. Amazon knows they're suckers. They see me a mile away. And first thing this morning, I got a notification from Amazon, which I never have gotten a notification from Amazon before. And when I clicked on all half asleep, it popped up and said, May the 4th be with you, sir. And we sure have a lot of stuff on sale. Would you like to take a gander? So if you are a Star Wars fan and you're watching this today, I'm sure they'll do the sale for a little while.
Turn your phone off.
Amazon turn the phone off. Amazon has a lot of stuff for sale. I have not been on Walmart.com or Target because my wallet does not need me to go on Walmart or Target. I'm sure they're going to have.
If you went to all these and you asked if they had any Star Wars stuff on double clearance, they may have some figures for you.
They might. Other than that, enjoy the day. Watch a movie. Watch a Star Wars movie. Make it a good one. Don't watch the bad ones. Watch the good ones. Other than that, just enjoy your day. Spend time with your family and spend some time with Star Wars. Thank you for joining us. And I guess we'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.
See you.
Now we have to wait for the